my name is Charlotte. I'm one of the youth innovators on the Waikato Rangatahi opportunity.
Kia ora, my name is Rana and I'm also one of the youth innovators. Today we have our co-design, one of many hopefully, and we're super excited to be meeting people and seeing them and discussing their ideas and delving deep into the research that we've done. So looking forward to that. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join us here today. It's such a special moment for us to be sharing our research with you and to also get all your perspectives into this mahi. As you can see around you, we've got our research on the boards.
Think I'll dust them off, put them back up on the shelf. Keeps my little baby girl is in need. Got another mouth to feed.
We came up with our two main insights. Rangatahi feel unprepared when leaving school, and the second one is to feel a sense of belonging. Some rangatahi dissociate from who they are and where they come from.
We want our rangatahi to be thriving. These how might be questions sort of guide us into the areas that we've found with our research, and we're wanting to achieve this lovely figure here, 95% by 2030, having rangatahi in meaningful employment educational training. We've got so many amazing collaborators in here today. You all bring different and unique perspectives. No idea is too big, we want to hear them.
So essentially it's a model where support services in both the youth sector, the education sector and social sector are all connected to the rangatahi and to each other. So it needs to be easier for these organisations to connect with schools, youth organisations, places where rangatahi are, and to also connect with each other. So we're not getting that duplicity, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. There are already people operating in the space that know how to do their stuff better than anyone else does. It needs buy-in from the community sector, from the youth sector, from education, from industry. It needs everyone to come together for a common goal.
Our idea in one sentence is actually to create an accord framework, right from the ECE all the way through to ages 24, because everything is piecemeal.
On our table, we just identified that a lot of our kaupapa feeds into each other and complements each other. So it's heartening to know that we're all on the same wavelength and we're identifying kind of the same gaps.
They're working alongside what already works and working alongside existing organisations to fill the needs of the community without challenging or overtaking anything from anybody else.
You know, social enterprises are a way for these youth to create wealth, to give back. We really want that circular thing where those that are coming through, coming back and then teaching and doing the journey. So there is a lot of meat behind it and parts of it are already running and doing. The thing also with a social enterprise model is the organisations that we are represented here are not fighting amongst each other. I love your idea that when we are fighting for the same dollar, there's a competitiveness, there's a tension in that, and we need to actually start busting apart that model for the youth's sake.
Ecosystem where our mentors not only just support the individual rangatahi, but they work with the schools and the whānau. So important to have that whole wraparound and give them some decent wages to keep them in those jobs. We know that we need to support our rangatahi, and it's going to have huge impacts in decreasing needs and decreasing social impacts and everything. So it's worth it, you know, because at the moment we're finding that if we don't, we're losing our people that have passion to work with youth because it's underpaid, it's burnout, there's no job security because of how our funding's set up. The youth coach alongside them, it encourages them and it supports them because not everybody has a support network at home.
Peer-to-peer mentoring, but also intergenerational and reverse mentoring. They bring a unique blend of humanity to the workplace. So what can I, as an old person, learn from the new generation that's coming through? So reverse mentoring, I think that's really important. Everybody wants to make a contribution, and how can we set up a system so that young people know they're contributing?
We had providing opportunities and experiences for them to explore their interests, emphasising that it's okay to change direction and that you don't have to stick in one thing. You can try out different things, you can try out different interests to see what kind of fits you. So that's where the wraparound model kind of comes in. So where you have the one-on-one mentoring and coaching, so then every young person has core adults in their life who they can trust. And then off that comes things like exploring their personal culture and their personal faith, whatever that may look like for them, so that they can then be rooted in the foundation of who they are and where they pop to. What is like leadership, communication, self-worth, so actually teaching our young people these are what these things mean, and then asking them, well, what does this now mean to you?
A lot of it's tangible, real stuff. Going back to their river, putting their foot in that, taking a stone from it, climbing that mountain. We've got too much of this and not enough of this. And I think that that's a significant change that we need to address as a society.
And that actually if we're not able to develop solutions or ways to create a foundation for our young people to know and understand themselves, then we're going to continue to have the same conversations in the future. There was a real emphasis on that today, and also a willingness to work together across organisations to look at how we can strengthen a young person's sense of identity and belonging.